Obviously, it was a hard-fought game, back and forth. I thought we didn't want Crowell to be able to get his dribble down post-ups. That was the one thing that we thought, what can we take away? I don't know if we're in a position to take 100% of things away from our opponents at times. And then we really wanted to limit their threes. But with that being said, you just can't let them live in the paint. So if you just stay at home and they drive the basketball all the time, they'll back cut. You got the unintended consequences. Sometimes it happens. So when we did a good job of containing the dribble and we didn't let them in, that really helped us. We really wanted to load up on AJ Storr when he had the ball in the wing or up top because he's so dangerous, breaking people down. Klesmet has really carried him at times in halves this year, especially in second halves of some conference games, and just didn't want him to get his head up and get going. Obviously, Asesian's from Indiana, and we didn't want his catch and shoot. So I thought we did a solid job in that area. They got away from us, and we wanted to give some help off a Wall. And then when you do something like that, you see, Wall gets 20 points. So like I said, you're not going to always stop 100% of what people are trying to do. But that was kind of what we were, set out to do. And then hopefully we could have played a little bit better offensively. I don't think it was our best game. Obviously, it wasn't their best game. The defenses probably had something to do with it. And then we just wanted to hammer the glass as much as we could. We got a good offensive rebounding team. We just wanted to keep that pressure on the rim and get quality shots, but also give a great effort on the glass. But they're a tough team. Not a lot of people are going to get a win here. So we feel fortunate to be able to get it.
Okay, we have mics on both sides. Go ahead, Jeff.
Matt, I think the last thing I mentioned was hammer them on the glass. In a close game like this, do you think the second chance points and your ability to get to the line off some of those led to the victory?
Yeah, huge. Yeah, no question about it. Like, he's such a load to keep off. And sometimes what we have found through the years is when you go down there and help that center box out also, it opens up other guys to get in there and get some long rebounds and just to keep the basketball alive. And he's the best that I've been around at tapping the ball back. And you always think it's over the back, and you go back and watch. He's just 7 inches taller than the guy, So his effort is amazing for someone that has that kind of carrying around that kind of cargo. Like, he gives an effort on every play and every shot that goes up there. But yeah, we thought that was a big piece. I think we were up 9 at half. We didn't do as well in the second half. But it's, they got good players. You're not going to always be able to dominate like that.
Better fun here, Coach.
Matt, how do you strike a balance with Lance between quick shots and him kind of feeling it?
Right. Well, I thought the one in the second half after he hit one, the 33-footer, I didn't think that was a good one. But, he does a lot of work in transition. He runs and spots up. He made 2 really tough ones for us, but he also drives the basketball for us. I think that's what really helps us is when they take that away. Now on help, they don't like to get detached from Zachary. And so now, are they going to come over and take a charge and we're going to get a flip-up dunk? A lot of times they stay home and they just ride it out, and then they just, try to guard it that way. But Lance is a good player. Thought he did a good job on Storr tonight. Didn't let him get his head up and get going. And Storr's he's a tough shot maker, so he's one of those guys that you can guard well, and he can make some tough ones. But I thought Lance was great.
Michael?
Wisconsin did get a lot of open looks from 3. Do you feel like they helped you by missing a lot of those?
Yeah, a couple of those are just you do a good job, you contest, and they get a miss, and then you have a defensive breakdown, and they're wide open and they miss them. So there was a handful of them in there that we were very fortunate when they miss it, and that's happened to us a lot before. Is that you work so hard to get a good one, and you haven't had one in a while, then it's you tighten up a little bit when you take it. So we've had guys that way, like Fletcher Lawyer, doesn't shoot a 3 tonight. He's shoots 3s all the time, but it just kind of shows you the defense of Max Klesmet. He's a two-way player. He's a real player, and so those things are important for both teams, but neither one of our teams, we're 6 for 30 combined from 3. Nobody really got on track.
Right here.
Matt, touching on the Lawyer thing, there were a couple times where he kind of helped the offense get unstuck by getting to the hoop.
Right.
Just what was he able to do today?
Yeah, he had a couple of drives there that will be interesting on tape, where there was contact. But he also made he made that pull up late and just kind of took what the defense got. He made a floater. in there, but they do a really good job of locking and trailing on cutters coming off pin downs. So, but what's open is, and when you catch it, is that drive. But you still got to be able to finish it, with a defender hanging on you. And we really wanted him to, to look for those plays, but also understand when the help comes, try to play off of 2 feet. We squandered about 4 or 5 things where we played on 2 feet and we tried to throw it into Zach. We had too early. That they should just be 2 points. He's so big and he's got the ball at 5 feet, but we couldn't pass and catch. So,
Right here, Coach.
Matt, you mentioned, I think, after the game at Northwestern, we still haven't won a road game, and now you're going into these road venues and winning. When you're trying to win a Big Ten championship, how valuable, how much gold are you striking with each one of these road victories?
Yeah, no question. Like if you want to win the championship, you got to take care of business at home, but you got to be able to at least get half of them. That was kind of the Coach Katie used to always talk about: win all your home games and split them on the road. That puts you at 15-5. It's always going to put you in position at that point. You'd rather, as a coach, you're greedy, you don't want 5 losses. But in this league, it's a pretty big accomplishment if you can play and and go 15-5 and put yourself in that position. But yeah, it's hard to win. I mean, think about that venue and think about how loud they were. That's a big time environment.
Matt, can you just speak to the challenges of guarding well when they're running offense through him like that? He had 20 and 5 assists.
Yeah, move your feet. Don't give him an angle. Like when he hits those jump hooks over you, tip your hat to him. But when he's wheeling and dealing and getting by you and getting layups, move your feet. I just thought his offense was better than our defense in some of those plays. He does a good job of working the baseline and getting those angles. But move your feet and don't give him an angle and make him score over you. If he scores over you, then it's on me. But when he gets by you, it's on you. And that's what we told Zebo, to stay down. The one time he went up, just stay down. He's so good at looking like he's stuck, and he's not, because he has such a good step through and a shot fake. He's a good player. He's a winning basketball player.
Go ahead, Rick.
I think you're 6-0 now against teams ranked 11th or higher at the time of the game. Just what is it about this team that enables you to kind of play your best when
Right.
you're facing your best?
Well, I think we have 2 positions that start with that everybody would want if you field a team. And we have an elite point guard and we have an elite center. And so, when you go into a game, you got to be able to game plan for Zach Edey. I mean, it's obvious, right? But then you also got to game plan for Braden Smith and his ability to pass, because they both make other people better. That's what's good. We've all been around really good players, but do they really make other people better? Both of those guys make people better. Now it opens up some things for shooters, right? Mason Gillis, Fletcher Lawyer. We talked about Lance Jones, guys that can really shoot the basketball. So we've obviously played a very tough schedule, and we're playing in a very tough league, but you can't take it for granted. You just got to, keep learning, because when you win games, you're still making mistakes. When you lose games, you're still doing some good things. You got to keep things in perspective and try to learn from things and be better the next game.
Took Zach a while there to get
Thank you.
to get shots in the first half, till under 5 minutes. Seemed like there was a more concerted effort, and then he started to get more. What kinds of things were you guys doing?
They were going to a drop in ball screens. That's how you see. I've talked to you guys about it. You're going to see Braden, shoot more pull-ups in the drop coverage. So Braden, got going in the first half and made some plays, made the nice and-one drive and things of that nature. So, yeah, we had those turnovers, 3 turnovers, I think, in the first 5 minutes, and just trying to pass and catch. He has Zach on the hook down there, and they're stuck. But we didn't pass and catch, and we messed up a couple of those. And sometimes that's what it just, comes down to. Your struggles are just, a lack of being fundamentally sound. And, when you pass and catch with skilled people, you're going to raise the percentages.
Got 2 more for Coach, right here and right here.
Matt, just to touch on Lance a little more. AJ Storr is one of the bigger wing scorers in the country. Just his versatility on defense, and what does that bring for you guys?
Yeah, well, we were trying to keep him in front. He had a couple nice drives there where, we didn't do a good job of containing the dribble. Then our awareness a couple times was really good of knowing where he is and bottling him up. We wanted him into those tough pull-ups is what we wanted. But like I said earlier, he makes some tough shots sometimes. When he gets it going, like you watch the start of the Nebraska game, he made some tough shots. And that's all we wanted him to do. We just didn't want to give him the layups, the and ones, the wide open threes, anything rhythm. and just make things difficult. So I thought Lance, did a good job on him. Our team did a good job on him.
Kind of also going on Lance, but on the offensive end, when he hits some of these shots, it seems like the timeliness of them. He hits like a double clutch three that they're on a big run there. It seems like he kind of wants those clutch moments, wants the ball in those situations.
Right. Yeah, he's not scared, and it's the furthest from the truth, right? But like he gets a little bit of daylight, and that's rhythm for him. And especially some transition threes, some step-in threes. And we get probably more step-in threes than anybody in the country just because of Zachary. Just because now you can get people in rotations, they take things away, and now you can step in and shoot. But no, he's had some real timely shots this year, not just this game.